So, what we've been doing, guys, the last time, yesterday, obviously, was, we know already how to access. I would encourage you guys to go and to check if you're able to access still your, remotely your machine. Mine is this one. Machine is available, an IP address for a machine is available for 2 people, right? Don't forget usage of the VPN is per person. That's the exceptions here are only for group 1, which is consisting of 3 people, so they could play a little bit more. I'm sorry, they need to play a little bit more thoroughly there, but that's what it is. Now, when you access here, you have the credentials here and you have the IP addresses. So this is the IP address for your hosted one, and the user will access this one. User 2 will access the second one. The free NAS, both users will access it, and we'll see how it will work further. Now, for the user 1 and user 2, well, user will work with, user, I will call it user 1 from this moment on. So, user 1, or the first person from the particular group, will work with virtualizing the real station, what we see here in the background, this guy here, which actually has the IP addresses. That's the name, okay, and that's the user there, as well as IP config, and we'll see which are the the interfaces here how it goes. That's what we have for this particular station. Now, for the other people, guys, which will be user 2, well, you will do the same. You could do you will convert using the VMware converter all of this. Now, how to use the VMware converter? Well, I told you have already in your shared folder. You have in the shared folder here in the T12, which I shared with you guys. Well, by the way, actually, as you see, I'm sharing 2 more. But for now, the one was the VMware 6.7. This is the one which is the ISO file we will use for the vCenter. Okay, and I showed you also the VMware converter, this file, and both of them we explained how you just once you download them on your desktop, then you need to copy and paste directly on your desktop on your remote machine. Now, it will take a little bit of time. For the VMware, not so much the converter, but for the VMware Center, because it's 2 GB and you're going to use your VPN connectivity, it will take a little bit of time. And we said only one person is enough to do this, not both the users. Only one person needs this. After this, you just click on the VMware converter twice. You follow what they say, all the default settings you do, and you have the VMware converter installed. And afterwards, you're gonna have this icon on your screen. And what you would do, well, it's a better thing if you log in. You know the login credentials here, what they are. I'll log into all of this. So the host 1, host 2, and the free NAS. Okay, here's the free NAS. If you save the password for free NAS, actually it will be saved here. So when you enter, you will see how it goes. Now I'll open my ESXi2 because I would like to do the same what I did yesterday, so to demonstrate it once again how it goes. And I already installed it on my first one. I converted and I put it twice my real machine to my virtual appliance there. So basically, what I want to do is, just to show it to you, I'll do it on the second host. Now for you guys, set the user 1 will do, let's say, 1 copy of the real machine will do with 3 or 4 GB of RAM, and that will be your domain controller. And the other person will do the same on the second host, because the second user is working on the second host. But then you will increase, and I will show it to you how to do it. You will increase your memory up to 8 GB, because the vCenter we're going to use will use 8 GB of RAM. By the way, once again, I'm still uploading them, but I'm uploading a newest version of vCenter. You see this one. It seems like a newest one, as well as I'm applying the virtual appliance. So some people who wants to practice and to try with the virtual appliance, you could practice with it, but you see it's 7.4 gigabytes. So downloading this, you see still downloading it. It will take another hour me to upload it to the shared folder. Afterwards, for you guys, it will take at least 2 hours to download it per person. And afterwards, you guys through the VPN, I'm not sure even if you will be able to upload it. So for now, use the vCenter. Just you have the option, if you would like to practice at home, you have the option for the vCenter virtual appliance as well. This one here, okay? vCenter appliance, that's the one. But once again, it will be available at least in an hour. So that's what you have there. Any questions so far, guys? I'll go back and I'll try now to do the conversion, and I'll put on my second, so you to have it on the movie, right? So here when I open, and as you see, I see my work which I did yesterday, and it's shown no errors and it has been completed. So I'll say convert the machine. We said that's what we'll do. Actually, I could come here and I could use this one. I could use this one actually to do something on the, I could configure the machine. So I'm gonna call on this one, the second one, if you remember. Here it is, here how it looks. The machine, and I could click configure the machine. Okay, so basically I could move it. You see, if I want, I could choose another one here. It is a VMware, yes, infrastructure machine. The username, we know what it is. And I could say the password as well. Let's do next here. And you see this machine actually is powered off. So that's the one which I would like to do some configuration on the machine. And actually it will allow me now to do the options. Remember, when we do this, I'll show it again after this. When we do this in terms we to convert real machine to or virtual machine to one which will be put it in our ESXi, basically part of this is this process as well. So I could install the VMware tools. That's a good thing. Always install them. I could customize this, remove system restore checkpoints, reconfigure this to, okay, we want to reconfigure destination machine. So I'll say next, and it will give me computer information kind of. So I could change the computer name, right? I could use the computer name as that would be my vCenter. Okay. I could click on edit actually here, and the owner name, the organization, and so on and so forth. As you see, it's giving me errors here, which means I could do this remotely. But that's the way if you would like to configure something, okay? So this is how it will work. So I'm gonna say next, and I'll do, I will convert again this machine and I'll put it on my other server. So once again, this machine is powered on. That's what it is. It is on. It is not remote virtual machine, not remote Linux machine. It is this local machine what I would like to convert. It is powered on, and this is the local, this one which I'm seeing here, which is for me a remote machine. I'll say next. Now it's asking me, are you gonna do it on a workstation, VMware player as well, or on infrastructure? Well, this is an infrastructure virtual machine. It is part of the infrastructure of ESXi. So both of these guys here are infrastructure related. So this one indeed, you see I cannot started it yet. So maybe what I need to do is just to refresh like that and try again. If it doesn't show me the thing. So here it is. Well, don't forget you need to allow the storage, right? So you see there is no storage. When you click here, there is no storage located. And we set our FreeNAS, we're gonna add it. We need to do something on it actually. So we need to say on this guy that we will use one of the protocols like either iSCSI protocol, the block protocol, or the NFS protocol, the file protocol there. So let's see. Well, this one is there too. And as you see, in this one now I have two machines. One is off and another one is on. And if I would like to open this one, obviously I could do this. So for now, let's concentrate on the second one. So we need to first to allow the local storage. These are the hard drives, just to show it to you once again which they are. So once again, that's the vCenter. You have the host. In our case, you have two hosts here. You have the storage, which is your, your NAS free NAS server. We're gonna add this storage, but this storage also is the local storage. Okay, it's not only this one. It's just an idea of the storage as an idea of storage, right? So that's also the local as well as the remote storage or shared storage we're gonna use. Also, you have the switches, which are the physical switches there, but we use the virtual switches to connect through them and to have network. Okay, so in this host, in my first host, I already created two virtual machines by virtualizing my real machine there, right? And that's what I'm going to do on the second host as well. Now, the picture here shows you also that you could do this with different more hosts, and actually the data center, something which we're going to do once we install our vCenter server, which is this one, will excuse me, will allow us this host actually to organize them data centers. And we said even though these data centers might be in a different geographical location, afterwards using vCenter we will be able to unify, we will be able to access them and to control them, all of their resources as one, which is a cool, which is very, very cool thing. The other thing, that's how our infrastructure here looks like. Once again, you have three servers, very nice ones. All of them, they have two hard devices, which are, put it in RAID mode, meaning in, in RAID 1, which basically mirroring them. So you have 1 terabyte combined together. Well, both of them on 1 terabyte, so the RAID one is 1 terabyte itself. If one dies, you could change it without losing your information, and that's done for the NAS as well. And you have the physical switches, and we said you have two physical switches because basically these physical switches are for two people when they work. You see, two people supposed to work with this remotely, and this is your jump box, the black small computer. And unfortunately, it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and we need to increase when we virtualized it. We need to increase up to 8 for one of the machines because when we're going to install the virtual center, it requires 8 gigabytes of RAM. So basically, that's all. The small thing here, the small key here is the KVM, the key for the KVM. And basically, what you see at the moment, you see the NAS. That's my station actually there, and you see the NAS on locally. You see it, and basically you could do things on this with the keyboard. If you click on this again, you could see then the first host. If you click again, so the KVM allows you with one keyboard, one mouse, and one screen basically to manipulate and to work on many stations like this. So this is what we use for manipulating this. That's all physically. So all of these hosts, well, the first one is the host 1, the second one host 2, and the last one is the free NAS, which is the shared storage. That's the thing. And we said it will work. It will work like a huge virtual box environment, right? But it's a little bit more complex, obviously. But that's what it does. You put virtual machine there and you start using much more efficiently all the resources of your real machines. And actually you could combine both of them and even the shared storage, all of them combined in one. And that's why we need to install the vCenter. And the vCenter prerequisite we set are we need to have a domain controller, and that would be one of the machines which we already virtualized. And another prerequisite is we to have the, that's why I'm having two machines here, right? And one of them actually has 8 gigabyte of RAM because this is the prerequisite for the vCenter where it will be. Unfortunately, the vCenter you cannot put on the machine which has the domain controller. That's why you need two machines separate. Otherwise, it will be very easy. You create one with 8 or 10 gigabyte of RAM, you put the domain controller and the DNS, and then you install the vCenter there, but it doesn't work unfortunately like this. So you need two separate machines. Okay, so that's why we have this. Now let's demonstrate again how we're gonna put this guy. First, we'll click on the storage, we'll click new data storage, and we'll choose the first one, the VMFS. That's the local storage actually. So I'm gonna say next, and it will show me how much there is. Well, these are the two disks which I see as one logical disk because of the rate there. I need to call it, and if you remember, we call the other one. What was the other one names? Let's just double check. What was the name of the other one? So if we go to the host and check the storage name, the storage name, as you see, is called local 1. So that's how I'm gonna call the other one. I'm gonna call it local, so to know that's the local storage, and that's for the host 2. I'm gonna call it local 2. You could call it whatever you want actually. So I'm gonna, it will go. I could choose part of it. Not all of this. I could choose what will be the system here. I'll choose the default one, so the full disk and the VMFS 6 version. That's the file system which will be installed on the ESXi. Once again, we said ESXi is based on Linux distribution, so anything what we do with ESXi actually is very close to the Linux. And actually the ESXi, its administrators, most of them, they're working from the command line, which we are not going to do here at all. So basically, we'll click here, finish. And it says that everything will be erased because it will actually create the file system and it will format it. So basically, we expect to see now the storage type after this is done. While I'm doing this, actually, I could proceed with setting of this one. So I need to put the credentials here. Remember the password, and then we say next, and it's asking me now on how you're gonna call the machine. I could change the name here instead of, because that's the name of my real machine. Remember that was the name of my machine. If I come here, you're gonna see that that's what it is, and the other one had the dash, if you remember. So what I'll do. Let me just double check here. Actually, I need to put it. I think I put it on the wrong one. Yes, I put it on the wrong one. I need on number 3, right? I need it on the other one. I don't need the third machine here. Now, because it's accessing using SSH protocol, we need to say, I mean, it's asking for, this is a certificate, security certificate which has been created. Well, it's related with the HTTPS, right? So it's asking that it's saying that the security certificate is self-created. Are we believing on it? And yeah, we are okay with this. We say that we're ignoring, and that's the other machine now. Okay, that's the same. The name you see here is the same name that's on my real machine, and I could say this will be test. Let's say 2. I'm gonna change the name. And after this, what I would do here actually is, because there are no other machines, I'm going to put them there. And I'm going to choose the local storage, local 2. As you see, it is shown here. I created it, so I'm able to choose it. When I put here a remote storage, it will be shown as well. And we choose the default version, the highest version of virtual machines. We say next. Now it will show me if I would like to do some changing here. And we said we will leave the disk like that. There are 4 NICs. We'll leave disk like that as well. Actually, I could put an IP address here. Instead of auto, I might say something else, something different. We'll do it after this. For now, we'll leave it like that. Okay. After this, basically what I would do, I could click on every edit of here, and I could do some different things, and I'll say next on this. It will give me all the summary, and if I would like to go and change something, I could do back and I could change it. It says where is the destination. Say finish, and now the transfer will start. So it will, this converter actually will convert my real machine, which I am at the moment remotely, and it will start sending it, it will start sending it to my host 2. Here it is. And it will show me the status. And if you remember, it says 1 hour, but in about 30 minutes or so, it will be sent there. And you see now the IP address is different, the name is different because I chose to be different, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'll leave it like this. Any